right, let's do another message. This one's gonna be called like psychotic spirits and psychotic demons that work for Satan. So like, we already know like God like is actually a psychopath, but I'm not talking about that. Like God is a psychopath. Like very respectfully, like to God, like he's not a psychopath in a bad way, but like like Shari already made a video about that, like God being a psychopath, man. So it's like like we already know like God ain't nothing to play with. God ain't nothing to play with. So that's why I say that too. It's just like God ain't nothing to play with. Now it's not like God is like whatever, but God has a crazy side of him. Like I'm not gonna lie, man. So that's what I kind of want to say about that is like just to get that out of the way. But because God is, the Bible even says God's a jealous God. God has anger. God has, you know, God made mistakes. Stuff like that. Like look up into that. What y'all said about all that stuff. So just getting that out of the way. You know, and that's just called, yeah, that's just called having a relationship with God. If you really have a true relationship with God, you know that God is on some other shit. So like you know that shit. You know God is on some other shit. And all throughout the Bible, you know that shit. So because you understand, like God's the creator. So you understand what this creation is. So like that proves that God is a psychopath looking at this creation. So like just saying like that, just to be for real like that, get that out of the way too. But yeah, I like to say that. But also you got all these psychotic demons. Now the devil is also a psychopath, but in a more wrong way. You gotta understand like God's a psychopath, but then also the devil is a psychopath in like weird, like a really weird way, like a really really weird way. And that's why I don't fuck with the devil. So y'all understand like what is being a psychopath, and like you understand like it may seem like God is a psychopath because God is like really like whatever, but like in all actuality he ain't a psychopath like the devil is. Like the devil is. Now that's two different type of ways of okay, yeah, psych psychosis or what do you want to call it? Obviously, I don't want to call it psychosis, but like of just being a psychopath. But but the devil, yeah, he is a psychopath. Like the devil, you understand? Like we already know God killed the firstborn of Egypt. God did all like God did stuff too. But like you understand, God, you know, yeah, like so. Like just saying that, mentioning that some more. Shit, but no, but for real, like, and then like you got like God's elect. It may look like sometimes it may look like we psychopaths because we so heavy in the spirit of God. You gotta understand how that looks. It makes us look like psychopaths because we so heavy in the spirit of God. Sometimes the devil can use that and target certain followers of him in whatever way because we just so heavy in the spirit. So it's like the devil's gonna try to use that against us because you understand, like, and honestly I seen that with every true follower of God. Like I feel like I've seen sides to it, like God is trying to make us look like psychopaths. But like with me, I think the devil really targeting me with that shit, to be honest. Like the devil really trying to target me with that. So we all know like God isn't a psychopath that way, but he is very like, like, yeah, you gotta understand, like, and then like the devil's a psychopath in like a like you understand the devil is very much a psychopath. And there's a lot that get into it. But like I said, in a weird way though, he is a psychopath. Like the devil is a psychopath in a weird way. So we gotta understand, we all human at the end of the day. Everybody has some type. It's like you can be a psychopath in a good way or a weird way. But like obviously, like us being human, we're not like a psychopath like God. We may like God may have us a psychopath like His chosen people. Like we ain't really psychopaths like that, because we are human. But like sometimes it may look like that because we in the spirit of God. So it kind of looks like okay, we a psychopath because we're just in the spirit of God. Like, and we're talking about God, and God has that psychopath thing to him, so it kind of makes it look like, oh yeah, like, because like I said, like, God made mistakes, God made regrets, God even repented. Like, you gotta understand, God repented. Like, if you really look at the creation, like, this is all because of God. God is the creator. So, like I said, that all points to God being a psychopath. And that's just the way it is. So, like, you understand that. So, like, um, now, like, that's what I'm saying too, is like the devil's psychopath, and like for evilness though, so like, you know what I'm saying, for lies, for deceit, for stuff like that. Like, the devil a psychopath for like evilness. So that's why I can't really like fuck with these people in psychiatry, because they straight up hypocrites. They straight up hypocrites too. That's why I can't fuck with these witch doctors and everything, and these secret witches who run this thing, and like everybody, like, I can't fuck with them, because you gotta understand, like, they hide their sins, they hide shit. Like, with me, like, I put everything out in the open, and it's not even really, like, to be honest, it's really not even psychotic, but it's just like, sometimes, like, I may be humorous, joking about, dissing the devil and joking about stuff like that, and being bold for God and stuff. So it definitely can look psychotic. It looks psychotic, but like, that's the thing. Like, that's because I'm working through the spirit of God. So that's what people gotta understand. Like, I'm working with God's spirit with this stuff. Like, if I'm being humorous, talking about, certain stuff, it's like, I am working by God's spirit. Whether they like it or not, that's just the truth. So people got to really be careful not to blaspheme the Holy Ghost. You understand? Like, you understand, the thing that stands out for me than religious and Christians, religious people and Christians, is that I'm working by God's spirit. Tiario, Patrick, etc., etc. We are all working by God's spirit. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we're not working on our own terms, on our own whatever. Like, God's elect that's putting in work. We are working by God's spirit. So that's just reality. So, like, and you gotta understand, like, God has that side of him, and that's what people gotta understand. If I'm working by God's spirit, I'm probably like, come on, man, come on. You know, God ain't even perfect. God ain't even perfect. Like, to be honest, God ain't even perfect. They even try making Jesus look like a psychopath, if you want to be for real. And Jesus was perfect. So, like, God created Jesus to be the perfect one, and they even tried making Jesus look like a psychopath. So ain't that crazy? And Jesus was perfect, right? So that's the crazy part about the real black Jesus. He was perfect, like, so, and everything. So that's what I really want to say about that. Man, like, so yeah, that's what I want to say about that. And man, I'm gonna be for real. Like, being deep into the spirit is what it is. Is what it is. Like, that's what, being deep into the Holy Ghost. That's what really, you know. You gotta understand. People don't want to understand the things of God. People do not want to understand the real black Jesus and the truth, and specifically in this topic, God. So, like, people do not want to talk about the things of God. So if you don't want to talk about the things of God, you're never gonna understand what probably I'm going through, or what y'all are going through, or what, like, because you don't want to understand the spirit. You don't want to understand the spiritual things. You're not trying to understand what spirituality is. So if you don't understand what spirituality is, of course you're gonna be like, oh, Casey is a psychopath, Casey this, Casey that. And because you're not working in the spirit, you don't know the spirit. You do not know the things in the spirit. And that's what you gotta understand. Like, you know, I don't know, that's just how it is. That's what I want to say about that. I feel like what the hell? My I'm not gonna lie, my I gotta hold on, I gotta go upstairs, son. Like I'm not gonna lie, bro. I feel like I gotta get some toilet paper or something. I'm like, what the hell they be feeding us here? I'm like, what? I feel like I need some toilet paper. Hold on. Let me end the message. I'll be back with another clip.